Hello, everyone, and good morning. Welcome to our live feed update for July 17th? Yeah, it's the 17th. I'm your host, Taran Armstrong, and with me today is nobody. Nobody's here. They've all abandoned me. So just here by myself. Unfortunately, Amon had to bow out of today's update, so I am going to be here just talking to you, just one-on-one, however many people are in the chat. Yes, the chat is the co-host today, so please feel free to hang out with me, chat with me along in the YouTube chat if you want. But I'm here to update you on everything that happened yesterday in the Big Brother 21 house. Yesterday. It was day 28 in the house. And I also put my big microphone thing on, so we're getting serious. All right. We have to talk about some stuff that happened yesterday. Game-wise, not a ton of movement. In fact, I'd say very, very little movement, if any. But there's still some stuff that we have to talk through here. So let's do this. So started the day with 6 shooters. They were talking, the most gameplay that was going on yesterday had a lot to do with the 6 shooters and the plan to blindside Nick and Bella to take Cliff out of the game, and then what's going to be the subsequent plan for the following week. Are they going to be going after Nick and Bella, or are they going to go after Sam? Now, Tommy would like for them to go after Sam, even before Nick, that they should put Nick and Bella on the block and then maybe backdoor Sam, something along those lines. That Tommy would love for a scenario where they're able to pull Nick and Bella back into the tent, the grateful tent. Because without Sam, they're useless. They can't. There's nothing. They have nothing. They have nobody else. Everybody else hates them. They've got nothing. So they might as well do their best to try and pull them back in, which of course means not blindsiding Nick and Bella. Basically, Tommy just feels like Sam is the biggest threat of all of them, and that if they take Sam out of the game, then Nick and Bella are useless, and they can probably neutralize that threat. It's not like Cat is gonna work with Nick and Bella. That's never happening. Without Cat working with Nick and Bella, Jess isn't gonna work with Nick and Bella. And Nicole also hates Nick and Bella. Sam is the one that's the most dangerous, because Sam is the one that's connected to all of those outsiders and could work with them, as well as the fact that he's better at competitions and all of that stuff. So pretty good plan, in my opinion, here from Tommy. I do think that Sam is the most dangerous, and we're going to get sort of confirmation of that throughout the day, as Sam is just constantly having conversations with, people like Kemi and Cliff and Nicole, and just like they are going to be talking about Sam, where they love Sam. All of the outsiders love Sam. He is one of the few people that they really like. We're going to have a conversation later with David and Ovi where they talk about liking Sam. In my opinion, like, Sam was just like, again, there are so many like little key turning points here in the game, and I still feel like Sam's decision to take Ovi out of the game in week 1 instead of Cat has really just done a number on the season. Sam is the person, if David doesn't come back in, the person that should have been the uniter. The one man to rule them all of the outsiders. He could have led them and led the charge and united them against the Big Alliance, especially once he learned about the Big Alliance, because they all like him, they respect him, he's good at competitions, he can work with them. We talked about it. He was the chosen one, but he didn't go along with it. And that decision in week 1 that he needed to use that veto, and he decided to plant the target on Ovi instead of Cat, meant that the following week his vote flip to save Kemi didn't work because Cat was still in the game, and Cat was an obstacle in the way. Cat was the one vote they needed, and Cat is the vote that he saved the week prior. So he lost Ovi, he lost then Kemi, both of which love Sam and absolutely would be working with Sam, whereas Kat and Jess, of course, are not. I just really feel like it's so many missed opportunities with Sam. This week especially, again, he is now going to be losing Cliff, and Cliff is another person that would love to work with Sam. And he is not having Nick take a shot at the main group, the grateful, undeniable, whatever you want to call them. So many missed opportunities with Sam, but he had so many opportunities, and I think that's part of what Tommy recognizes here, and Tommy wants to make sure that he cuts this guy off at the knees before he has another opportunity to make a shot. So that's the plan, and the rest of the group likes the plan. They like it. Go in on Sam. We'll take Sam out. He's the most dangerous. He can win this game. So let's do that. Let's get rid of Sam. That's the way to do it here. So the only obstacle in the way of this plan is that Christy doesn't like it. Christy's not pleased. And she's not pleased because, well, we've talked about this before. Christy likes to get her way. Christy likes to lead. And this is not Christy's plan. This is Tommy's plan. And Christy, as we have all learned, has discovered that Nick and Bella were about to stab her in the back. They were about to put her up on the block. They were going to do that to her, and she stopped them. She can't even look at them. She needs them gone. They are dangerous. They're going to break up the alliance. So she wants them gone, but the rest of the group is like, Sam, though. And so Christy pulls a Cartman, like, oh, well, fine. Look, I'm just gonna sit back for a while. I'm just gonna let you guys decide. Whatever. I'm just gonna take my ball and I'm gonna go home. So that's Christy's mindset for most of the day. She's also gonna get mad about laundry. You can only do so many Christy freakouts in a short period of time. You gotta save them for the real good ones. Holley and Cat are gonna talk a bit, especially Holley and Cat are gonna have a few different conversations throughout the day, actually. But the first one is about Sis and how they don't like Sis. In fact, they basically come out and say themselves that they're jealous of Sis and that they don't like that she flirts with the guys. She's too flirty with the guys. And why is she talking about liking Jackson? No, that's not okay. No, don't you go near our Jackson, Sis. And they don't like how protected she is by the guys. Now, why aren't they more protected by the guys? Sis is the one that's being protected by the guys. They don't like it. So that's one conversation that they had in the day. Tommy and Jack are going to talk some more about this plan. They both agree. They're like, so Christy was wrong, right? Nick and Bella were not going to put her up, right? Yeah, that's pretty much the case. They're like, yeah, She was definitely wrong about that. Nick and Bella are a lot more loyal than they're getting credit for. And this is the thing where it's like Christy's freak out only made people trust Nick and Bella more because she introduced a reality where they were much more devious than they actually are. And so in comparison, they seem trustworthy. And so that's what people are starting to talk about. Well, Nick and Bella maybe they do kind of trust us. Maybe they are kind of loyal to us. Maybe they will go down at least to the 9. And so that's, again, more along the lines of this plan of maybe there's a way that we can make this happen to keep Nick and Bella in the fold, not necessarily because they still trust us, but because they have nowhere else to go. And that's taking Sam out of the game. they are going to, of course, pitch this plan to Christy again. Christy is like, okay, maybe. But part of the plan also is that if this is the case, then they will probably need to go to Nick and Bella and convince them that Cliff needs to go instead of Nicole. But as soon as so Jack is like, okay, so how do we approach Nick and Bella to get them on board with this? And Christy's just like, I don't know. I'm just gonna step back. I'm just gonna leave. She does it again. I'm not gonna sit in the driver's seat. I'm just gonna leave. You guys decide. It's up to you. I know what I want to do. If you win HOH, you can do your thing. So this more of that. David and Ovi are going to have a conversation. And I actually really, really enjoyed this one because I love both David and Ovi. Ovi is really great in this conversation. They talk about Sam. They talk about how Sam is the only one they feel that treats them the same. Even though they're in Camp Comeback, they feel like everyone else is treating them differently. That like, hey, you know, they're like a different class of people in the house, and so they feel like Sam is the one that really, you know, talks to them like they're humans. And again, it's just like, Sam, you have the ability here to do something. You are the one, but you're not fulfilling your destiny because you're stuck with the cool kids who are telling him, by the way, having long conversations with Sam, hey, Sam, you can get stupid rich on social media. You're so funny. Just go on social media. Your kids will be making $100,000 a month. Oh yeah. And he's like, what? No. I like this poor guy who's in debt, who's going to go back home to debt and like money problems, as he talks about. They're like, no, everything's going to be fine. You're going to be stupid rich. It's going to be great. We'll help you out. Like, stop it. That's not true. Stop giving this guy false hope about social media money. Come on. All right. So David and Ovi, sorry, get back to them. Ovi says, hey, so when you look at that memory wall, see the grayed out faces, and they've all got something in common. And David's like, yep. And so like, that didn't take long. Yep. Again, more stuff that they are, not necessarily outwardly just like saying, but definitely saying. David is also quite annoyed with Jack today, mostly because of a situation that happened where I guess David went into the pool with his socks on, and Jackson took it upon himself to be the sanitary police and the police of the house, as he just is in general, and call David out on it, or make comments about it behind David's back, I think was the thing. And David was annoyed about that, and he wanted to talk to Jack about it. But in general, too, David is just frustrated with Jack's behavior in particular, and the fact that Jack calls him kid when David is older than Jack is quite annoying, and many other things, in my opinion. So lots to talk about that. There's also, of course, Ovi says that this is great. I love this from Ovi. Ovi says, you know what? Everyone that excluded us, all of those people that were in the HOH room that excluded us from that big talk on Friday, they are going to look back on that moment and regret it. They crossed a line that day. And I was like, Ovi is right. He knows what's up. He knows the thing. All right. Let me know if you have questions in the chat. There's a lot of I mean, this is of course understandable, but there's a lot of outrage in the chat based on some of the things that are going on. But if you have questions for me in the chat, you can also post those. So we can co-host back and forth. So there you go. That was David and Ovi. Let's see here. All right. So Holley and Cat had another conversation later in the day. And of course, Holley is finally going to sort of let Cat know, yeah, there was a bit of an alliance going on, a big alliance with a lot of people, but you know, things are fine. You know, it's gonna break up. I don't trust Jack and all of these other things. Like, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. There's a big alliance, but it's not a big deal. A shot is gonna be taken soon. It's all fine. Kat wants to go after Nick and Bella, and Holley's like, good. That's right. Put them both on the block. That's the way to do it. So Kat now has been told that there is a big alliance, and she's gonna be a little nervous about it. She's gonna ask a couple people about it throughout the day, but you know, it's she's mostly content as per usual. Do I think Cliff knows that he's going? I think he has an idea, but I think that he's also hopeful that it's not true. So he's doing everything he can to just continue to make sure the majority of the votes are on board. But yeah, what can you do? Is Tommy seen as the best player this season just because he's not as bad as the other game players? In my opinion, no. In my opinion, he is actually very good. If there's anything, you know, again, this happens every single season that there's a good player. We go, oh, but is this person only good because everyone else sucks? Good players tend to make the other players look like they suck. That's the nature of playing well in Big Brother. But if there was something to detract from his gameplay, I would say it's his connection to Christy, which is a massive advantage in the game, and definitely would lead toward not necessarily like a full-on asterisk, maybe something close, just a little bit of like you can't put him up with the greats when you've got, you know, a secret partner in the house that nobody else, well, only one other person has in the house as well. So that would be the thing I would say that tarnishes his gameplay here, but he is pretty excellent from what I've seen so far, with or without Christy. Do I think Sam will get the back door next week? Yeah, it's looking like it. It's looking like it. No singing. How do I feel about the season? It's a season. It's a frustrating season, but it's still a season. With camp comeback players having the best chance to be... Which of the camp comeback players have the best chance to be the lion we need to save the season? Honestly, any of them. It's like whichever one of them has the best chance to win HOH, really. Who has the most powerful power? It's Christy, and it's not close. How can Nicole stay long-term? By lying low and letting these people take shots at each other. Sam goes. Nick and Bella take shots. Civil war ensues. Nicole manages to sort of like sit out and play on the sidelines for a bit. Make some friends. Make some moves. Make things happen. Do I have a dark horse this season? I mean, honestly, it'd probably be somebody like Jackson, or Holley, because Holley also has a massive advantage in her connection to Cat. Who's in the best spot for the long game? That's Tommy. Easy. Easy. My favorite person this season? That's the hardest question yet. I love them all. I love Ovi. I love Cliff. I love Kemi. I love David. I love, of course, Nicole. I love them all. And it's all the people that are leaving tomorrow. Most of them, at least. What's up with the rash? People are getting rashes in the house. There's speculation about that. There was some thievery, some bathing suit thievery that occurred, where Kat and Christy stole Kemi's bathing suit, and Kat put it on, and people were like, "Oh, that's real gross," with all the rashes spreading around, which, yeah, was pretty gross, and also pretty childish, I would say. Who is Beth? Beth is Holley. Holley called herself Beth last night. She was trying to do a freestyle and like totally failed, and she called herself Beth. That's good. When do I think the show will cover the Cat Holley connection, if at all? I think they will not show it. They didn't already, and I don't think they will, unless it like gets super exposed. So that's what I think there. All right. Do I think production will grant immunity for 1 week to the Camp Comeback house guest? They don't typically do that, but given their track record on the recent battle backers, they might start to. So, who knows? Do I think if Nicole won HOH, she'd make a power move or fall in line with the gang? I think that she probably isn't even completely 100% sure what she would do yet, because it really depends. I mean, right now she's focusing on staying alive. She still doesn't know she's staying in the house. Do you think it's good gameplay to get Cliff out, or is Nicole more of a threat? Nicole is absolutely more of a threat, 100%, every day of the week. Nicole's a bigger threat. Do I think the show will address any of the bullying to the viewers? Well, we're going to have an episode tonight, and I do expect that we are going to get that big rah-rah mob in the HOH room, and I do expect that it will be portrayed, I mean, probably not as infuriatingly as it was to watch on the feeds, but there will be villains, I will say. And I think those villains will be I think how this is going to be portrayed is it's going to look bad, and they're going to focus that negativity on Nick and Bella. I think Nick and Bella are going to be the fall guys, and I think that the rest of Grateful or Undeniable, whoever you want to call them, they will still look bad, but the direction will be focused on Nick and Bella, which is kind of fair. They were worse in that scenario. And in general, I think Big Brother needs bad guys and not as bad guys in the show. So that's what I predict they're going to do. And I think that they'll show the Ovi thing, I think. And I think that Ovi will look like a hero, because he is. And I think that they'll show Nicole being upset. I think we'll see all of that. I mean, that's high drama. I don't think they're going to leave it out of the show. That'd be my guess, but we're going to see it tonight, so we'll see how that goes. Will the show Christy's freak out? Absolutely, they will. Oh yeah. All right. Let's get back to the update here. So Holley and Cat, they talk about the big alliance. Cat wants to go after Nick and Bella. Everything's all cool with that. Jack is going to talk with Sis, Holley, and Christy. Christy is still against them targeting Sam next. She really wants Nick and Bella to go. She says they're dangerous. They agree that, you know what? It'll just come down to whoever wins HOH to make the call. Nick or Sam, whichever one is going to be the target. It'll depend on whoever wins HOH. So Christy, if she wins HOH, she's going to target Nick. That's just what's going to happen. Sam is going to talk to Kemi, and they're going to clear up some misunderstandings about the night before, where Sam thought that Kemi was saying that Jess had a power, or Kemi did say that Jess had a power. And so, he asks her what happened with that, and they get to the bottom of it, and Sam's going to go and explain it to most people. And all of the misunderstandings get mostly cleared up, and Kemi gets blamed entirely all the time, always. And it's all Kemi's fault. How dare she? What a piece of garbage she is, they say. And it's around that discussion that we get to the most controversial moment of the night, which is that Nick, in his frustrations with Kemi, is going to talk about wanting to spit in her face. That he wants to do that because what a terrible person she is. To exist in the house. What a terrible person. Obviously, this is disgusting. This is, in my opinion, the worst thing that Nick has done by far in the house. And it just, like, what even possesses you to say something so gross? It's just like, oh, man. So... This is what we're dealing with in this house. All right. Anyway, so that happened, and the clip is circulating Twitter. Of course, I'm sure there are going to be TMZ articles about it. So Sam and Kemi, they clear this thing up. It should be cleared up, but. Whatever. Sam is going to tell Kemi that he actually knows who has the power, and Frank, you can find me on Twitch. My Twitch page, twitch.tv/Taran Armstrong. We have fun there. We can talk about lots of things there. But Sam is going to tell Kemi that he knows who has the power, and he can't tell her. Can't tell her who has the power. But he knows who has the power. He says that he would make a safe move next week if he won HOH. That's what he says to Kemi there. So that's what's going on there. I just looked over at Twitter. BB Spicoli on Twitter just posted a screenshot of this podcast, and I look like I'm out of my mind because I'm out of my mind. Yeah. All right. Tommy is going to talk with Jackson about the backdooring Sam plan, and Jackson is on board with the plan. He agrees. He thinks that's a smart move, and that's what he will do if he wins HOH. He is on board with that. He also would like to keep Nick and Bella in the dark. He doesn't even want to explain anything afterwards. Jackson says, no, let's blindside him and then just smile at him. Who is this guy? Because that's not what he's actually going to do. This guy is the biggest trash talker and never says anything to anybody's face. I said it on the roundtable. He's super two-faced. He's saying in this conversation that he would just smile at them, like evil smile. But that what he's actually gonna do is like go up to them and hug them and be like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like it's gonna be okay. Like I'm here for you. I'm your big man. Like whatever it is that he does to charm these people." So that's what's gonna happen. Oh man. All right. So Sam is going to talk with Jack and Sis, and he is going to explain his conversation with Kemi. And in the conversation that he explains when he's talking to Sis, he's saying that Kemi asked him who he would put up if he won HOH, and Sis is just like, I don't understand. Why does she even care? Why is she asking you who you're putting up? She's not even in the game. Okay, Sis. Why do you even care? Because you're not in the game either. Let's be real. Come on. All right. Jack and Sis are going to pitch that Cliff might need to go this week to Sam. They're gonna drop that seed Cliff is more dangerous than we might have anticipated, and we might need to be a little wary of him, and maybe talk about taking him out. Maybe. And drop that seed. Plant that seed. I don't know if planted is the right word. They drop it. They drop it in the ground. They're not delicate enough for planting. That's me being petty. No, you don't get to plant. You drop seeds. All right. I'm sorry, guys. Jackson is going to talk with Cat. Jackson is worried about Jess. He sees Jess talk with Nick and Bella all the time, and it concerns him. Cat says, Jess isn't smart in this game. I don't tell her much. I'm close to her. I trust her, but I don't tell her much because she might go run her mouth to somebody. And so Kat wants to know from Jackson, like, hey, should I be worried that I'm in an alliance, or that I'm not in an alliance? Should I be worried? And Jackson says, nah, you're good. You're good. And she's like, but am I like, I'm not on like the bottom, am I? Like, and he's like, no, there's like at least 2 or 3 people, maybe like 6 people. I mean, I can't name 6 people, but I can name at least 3 people that are targets in front of you. You don't need to worry at all. You don't need to worry at all, Kat. She's like, okay. She's like, we're protecting you. Okay. We're good. Okay. Kemi is going to talk with Nicole about how she is annoyed with Jack. People are annoyed at Jack today for good reason. Kemi says that Jack doesn't like it when she doesn't act weak because she's in a position of weakness in the house. And I think that Kemi is like they know what they're talking about here. Kemi also spot on after the David and Ovi conversation. I think this is completely correct. This is what we're talking about with the Stanford Prison Experiment. These people are in uniforms. They're in a bad room. They're out of the game. People aren't allowed to talk to them about game. And so these people in the big group, they think that they are superior. They genuinely feel it in their bones, and it bugs them when the people below them act like they're on the same level. And that's why Jack loves to call them out on any little thing that they do. And so that is like that's the issue here, and Kemi is absolutely, in my opinion, correct in pointing it out. Says that there are a lot of microaggressions going on with him in terms of that. Even just that night, Jack is closing the thingies. The awnings, I don't know. They have like these things over the if you're not like a regular actual feed watcher and you just listen to the podcast or whatever, every morning they have to go, that the backyard is open, they have to go out into the backyard and put up the awnings. I'm pretty sure that's what they are, in front of for the little like windows, to block the sun from interfering with the cameras. And so that's like a sort of morning routine, and they have to close them down every night. I've always felt like this is a little bit of an outdated practice. Like, surely there are better methods than these manual. They're also like really hard to set in because they're just like super cheap. But anyway, that's beside the point. Jack was putting them down for the night, and they were talking about like all the work that they do in the house. And there's a lot of talk about how the camp comebackers are messy, they're not clean, and they don't do a lot of work, especially Kemi, because of how entitled she is, as Kat would say. And so they were talking about like, oh, if we got paid to do this, then you know what? Kemi would be flat ass broke. And he said it like that, like real loud. Oh man, because she doesn't do any work, Kemi. And I'm the work police. And again, like this, this all ties into like it's like they really feel like these people are beneath them, and that's why they talk about Ovi like, oh, you know what? Ovi was so good today. He was such a good little camp comebacker. Oh my god, it's so infuriating. I just want to be like, Ovi's better than all of you. Yes, we talked about the Jack and David when David got in the pool with the socks. Like he's a puppy, exactly. Who's the worst of the season? Does it change daily? I don't know. That's another hard question. You know what? I'd probably say it's Jack. I think so. It's a tough one, though. There's a lot of contenders. All right. So, Kemi's still talking to Nicole. Kemi is annoyed with Kat because Kat doesn't realize she's expendable. It's very frustrating. And Nicole agrees. It's very frustrating. Nicole has tried to get through to Kat, and Kat does not listen. What is the peroxide thing? Asks Pumpkin Pie in the chat. So the other night when I think it was around the time Kat was trash talking Kemi, calling her an entitled bee, that Christy came looking for Kat. And she saw Kemi and Nicole, and Christy asked Kemi where Kat was, and Kemi responded with something along the lines of like, "Oh, she's probably in the bathroom. That's where I saw the peroxide last." I'm not gonna lie, I don't understand the joke, but I gather that it's a dig. But I sorry guys, what do you use peroxide for? Oh, the blonde hair, is that it? Okay, I get it now. Thanks guys. I love the dynamic with Kemi and Nicole because Kemi will like occasionally make a like witty like dig on one of the people that treats her incredibly unfairly, and Nicole will just be like, "Hey, be nice, be nice." It's so good. I love them so much. It's a stark contrast to when Kat is like raving about how what a bee Kemi is. She's so entitled. I hate her. She's the worst. And Holly's like, yeah, she is. It's I just love those two. So that was the peroxide thing, and of course that got back to Kat. And so that only fueled her hate even more. All right. So Kat is going to talk with Holly. Holly is going to reassure Kat again, because Kat is still a little bit unsure, a little bit concerned that there are some people that are, that the people in an alliance, and she's not in the alliance, so she has to be concerned about that. And so Holly reassures her, no, there are plenty of people above you on the target list. Plenty of people. Don't worry about it. No, you're not in a power position, but that's fine. You don't need to be. Just you're not going home next. Kat thinks it would be fun to blindside Nick and Bella with the vote. They talked about the vote and getting rid of Cliff, and Kat just on her own was like, "Wouldn't it be great if we blindsided them though?" And Holly was like, "Yeah, that's a good idea, Kat." And Kat was like, "Well, we couldn't tell Jess. Jess, she's got a big mouth, so I would blindside Jess too." Okay, Kat, let's blindside your closest, well, not closest ally, but one of the people closest to you. Let's just blindside them for no reason. I'm actually very excited about it. I hope it happens because maybe then we'll get a little bit of life from Jess if she is able to detach herself from Cat and recognize that maybe she needs to go somewhere else. Like maybe Nicole, who would actually be a good ally for her. But I doubt it. I doubt it. Kat is also annoyed that there are no hot guys in the house. There's not enough hot guys in the house. There's only two, Jack and Jackson. Yes, this is one of those looks I'm giving to the camera right now. I feel like they're missing somebody there. The cat also thinks that that the house would be a lot better when the Camp Comeback people leave, because they're very messy, and she's constantly having to clean. It's constant cleaning. It's so annoying that she has to constantly clean. Cat has to constantly clean. It's so annoying for her. They're a bunch of animals, these people. Holley says, yeah, that's the evicted people. It's the people that annoy us the most that are the worst. And Kat says, yes, I agree. They're the worst. They do. Now, to be fair, Holley does say excluding David. Evicted people excluding David, because David does clean. But this is the point, is what I'm saying here. David cleans way more than Kat does. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be a net negative to the cleanliness of the house if David ends up leaving here. Let's stop with this, and let's also not call people animals in this house. We also got Avi talking to the cameras, and this is really interesting. Avi is thinking, okay, this might be in America's vote. It might be America's vote to get back into the house, and so hey, if it's in America's vote, vote for me. Vote for me. Hey, me. You probably get like 40 votes. Just throw a couple my way. If you're voting for Kemi, just throw a couple to Avi. If you're voting for David, throw a couple to Avi. And then he says, and I just want to say, all the former house guests, all from all the other seasons, I love you guys. Well, most seasons, some more than others. Love you guys. And then he says, and Taran Armstrong. I was like, whoa. Okay. Surprising. Melissa, Brent, Rob Sestorino. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name right. I'm taking way too much pleasure in Rob's frustration with the shout-outs. He shouts us out. It was very nice. Very, very nice of him. And he says, oh man, how cool would it be if I made the Taran morning updates? Oh, that's so cool. Like, ah! And he says, look, if you picked me in the stock watch or the draft, I'm sorry. I hope I didn't disappoint you. Hopefully I can get back into the house and make you proud. He's too good for this world. Oh man. So in case anyone is still needs this cleared up, Avi is definitely now passed his audition for the live feed updates. So now all of them are invited. Well, of course they already were, but great stuff from Avi. I love that guy. And also just, I feel like I saw more of him on the feeds yesterday, and just like, the more I hear him talk, the more I just love Avi. All right. That's about what I have for you here. So I believe that's what we have from the day. Let me know if you have any more questions in the chat, and I can ask comp predictions. I do have a feeling that it's going to be endurance, because we're losing the Whacktrocity competition. And that means that we're going to need some kind of competition on Sunday. And so I believe that would be a long endurance comp. So probably some kind of wall, yeah. Let's see here. You hope Nicole wins that? Yeah, I would hope so. But man, she's got some tough competition. She's got Tommy, Holley, Cat, Sis. I think are all going to be great at the wall comp. So it's going to be tough. Would Kemi have the best shot at the endurance? Yeah, I think Kemi would have of the camp comebackers. Kemi would have the best shot at a wall. Let's see here. Which house guest winning HOH would provide the maximum entertainment value and flip the house? If Ovi returned and won HOH, his plan is to put up Christy and Jack. That would provide the biggest shakeup and craziness. Kemi would probably do like Jack and Jackson, or perhaps put up somebody like Kat or Nick or Bella. That would also, of course, do something, but not quite as much as putting Christy on the block. And then David would probably play it smart and try to integrate himself in some way. He'd probably have the smartest move, but probably cause the least amount of shakeup. And then Cliff, I honestly have no idea, because everything's already so in flux. If he gets voted out, then he will probably he'll be voted out by like a 6-4 or 7-3 vote. So he'll have a lot of reason to target the people that just voted him out. So I would expect that Cliff would also take a big shot if he came back and won the HOH. Best guesstimate on the number of calories Jackson eats in a day. I would need to look at the that list again. I mean, it's probably like over 3,000. Let's see. Have I ever auditioned for Big Brother? No, I have not. 10,000? Look, he's not Lolo. Like a lot of the food he's eating is like fruit, which is pretty low calorie. But it wouldn't surprise me if it's up there, like 3 to 5, maybe 1,000. I don't know. Like I said, I need to look at the thingy-mabobber. Somebody tracked like everything that he ate in a single day. Who will surprise the audience the most, or who do you think will surprise the house guests most in audience reactions of them leaving the on eviction night? I don't know. I'm sure they're all just going to be. They think that Kat is sure that Kemi is hated by America, as is Bella. Kat and Bella are both completely sure that America hates Kemi. So hopefully Kemi has an opportunity to go out by herself and get like a massive applause or something, because that's frustrating. Would I like to see Jack on the challenge? Jack would love to go on the challenge. I believe I heard him say that he would like fanboy over bananas or something, and that he would love to be on the challenge. I'm fine with not saying it. Would I audition for American Ninja Warrior? Yes, I would do that. I would. That is a goal of mine. Last night, Holley and Cat talked about secretly working together. Oh, yes, they did basically confirm again that they talked preseason, Holley and Cat. They mentioned that they had a plan coming into the game, which is what Brent said, that they were in communication and planning things prior to entering the house. So... let's see here. Would Camp Comeback have worked if Grateful had not held the HOHs? Well, I mean, that's part of, obviously, you know, I've seen some people talk about like part of what happened here is that we've gotten unlucky with HOHs, which is absolutely the case. But But part of what makes the twists work like this, and we often get unlucky with HOHs, is that the twists encourage a majority alliance to stay together, and it's a vast majority. So the odds of somebody outside of that alliance winning HOH are much more slim. And then even if they do, they're going to be less willing to take a big shot because there's such a massive, big force opposing them. So yes, of course, if somebody else had won HOH that was willing to take a shot, things would be looking at least a little bit better. But odds are not in our favor because the odds get stacked more and more with the twists, encouraging certain forms of gameplay. Have-Nots is probably camp comeback room once this twist is over. That wouldn't surprise me. All right. How many more twists do I think there will be? Probably like 2 more major twists. And then a couple little ones. All right. That's what I have for you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. We got some great stuff heading your way. Tonight, I am going to be hosting the recap for tonight's episode. It should be a good episode. Maybe a frustrating episode, but hopefully a good one, because we're going to get Caitlin hosting the veto competition, which is going to be excellent. We're going to get the big mob situation, which I do believe will be edited, at least in a somewhat satisfactory way. I very much doubt it will be 100% satisfactory, but I think that we will at least get Bella and Nick as villains in this, if not more, which is something. And I think it's going to be a compelling episode at the very least. And so that should be fun. And then after the episode, like I said, I'm going to be hosting. I'm going to have Melissa with me and special guest, rapper Hoodie Allen, Big Brother fan, friend of mine. And he is going to be coming on to talk with us about the episode. He has also been passionately following along this season, and I know he's a big Nicole fan, so he's got a lot to say about. He'll have a lot to say about the episode, I imagine. So that should be very fun with Hoodie Allen. And then tomorrow night, of course, we will have Caitlin in Rob's studio to talk about the eviction and camp comeback and all of the stuff that happens then. And I will be live tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern to update you on everything that happens today on the Big Brother 21 live feeds. And you can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Taran Armstrong. As I mentioned before, we have fun on there. If you are a subscriber to my Twitch channel, you can join my Discord where we chat about Big Brother. We've got a book club starting. We've got all kinds of things. We're going to read Sandman. It's going to be so much fun because I'm a nerd. And anything else, guys? I don't think so. You can find me on Twitter at Armstrong Taran. I don't think I mentioned that one. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this lonely update with my new, or not new. It's not new. It's old, but I put on the bigger microphone because it's big microphone time. It's really just the windscreen thing that's bigger. But all right, thanks for hanging out with me so much. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.